Spammin' Buttons versus John Beast. This is a quarterfinal matchup in the MCS Most Feared live event. This is Spammin's first live event, I believe. I'm trying to remember the year it was. Was it Madden? I want to say it was Madden 24, but I can't remember when he made his last one. He's made one other live, and he actually took Henry right down to the wire in that game. It really came down to a fumble that he had with Jalen Hurts rolling out of the pocket. Again, I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure that it was that Madden 24 season when Henry went on to become a millionaire. Might have been Madden. Yeah, I just can't. I'm almost positive it was Madden 24. So, anyway, he's matching up against John Beast. John Beast comes into this game a really heavyweight, right? He's done a lot in the game. He's made back-to-back finals, Madden 25 Madden Bowl finalist, right? Lost in the finals to Fancy, and then Madden 26 Ultimate Kickoff finalist, lost to Henry. So John Beast looking to finish the job in this tournament, and he actually shows up running some very unique stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about what Spammin's doing on the defensive side of balls. I do think it's really cool, and we're going to talk a little bit about that once we get back to the line of scrimmage, talk a little bit about what John's doing, and kind of set the stage for this matchup. Can't wait to see Spammin play offense, by the way. He is actually going to run pretty much exclusively trips tight end. He has been the best trips tight end player in the world, really, for the last couple of years. Let's go ahead and break down his defense. So Spammin is actually running the defense that Henry ran against John Beast in the Ultimate Kickoff. This nickel wide defense, a lot of things you can do with it. It is going to be, you got your Texas 4-man. You've got just a base rush of a send 4. You've got an engage blitz where you can blitz this guy. The user would stand here, hit the center, and then you could switch it, basically D-pad switch, but it would be a send 5 pressure like that. And then, really the other one is you have all kinds of stunts. So you could do the Tom stunt right there. You could do the Tom stunt on this side. A couple different things you could do with it. His safeties, by the way, are extremely wide, which is unique. As you see, these safeties are pretty spread out. One of the things that's really interesting is John is going to go to this tight open a lot in this event. And I believe that John is in the Jets playbook when he's doing this. He's got a short post on this player right here. So you're going to get a lot of like slot fade or flat, running back streak, clear out streak there, and then a little whip route. Those are some of the main plays, high, low, and in the middle of the field. Where you'll see a lot of that. Take a look here at the combo. So this is a high-level Madden combo that John is going to go to. He has this little table route right here that's going to pull the flat defender, and then he's got a little return route. Essentially, any good Madden combo has these kind of core components. It has a clear out route, something that gets clears the deep zones out and gives you potential one-play touchdown if they overcommit. So that's that streak. He's got a high read, which in this case is going to be this in route, looking to really hit it right there. And then he has kind of a low read, which is really this little return route over the middle. You could also make an argument that this is a low read on the concept, and then this is the alternate read right here, the check down, and he's high-lowing over here. But because it's an in route, it's really more of a middle of the field high-low. And then the flat routes are really designed to kind of clear space for that primary concept. So you see here, right, you got defense there that pulls this guy out. And you'll see because of the man-ups and the adjustments, right, everything's covered, but there ain't nobody over here in this little pocket. That's what John's going to do. Just a good job hitting that pocket, get out, ball out quick, and, be able to bring up a second down in inches. Shout out to the broadcast, by the way. This is actually, we're watching the main stream because they don't post the games in their entirety, which I think is crazy to me, but they're going to be bouncing back and forth between these two games a little bit. We're going to stay focused on the John B. Spammin game, as there's just a lot to learn from these guys, right? Spammin being such a good trips tight end player, a lot to learn. If you want to see an off-meta offense, you want to learn a little bit about that, you're going to see Spammin do some really cool stuff on the offensive side of the ball. And honestly, John B's running relatively off-meta in the sense that we don't see a lot of tight open, and he's going to go to tight open a lot. He's going to go to this play motion spot post. As you can see, it has that short post on Darren Waller, and then it has a short corner Great little combo here. Again, I talk about the high-low. So right here, this is going to be your low read. If he's in cover 2, it'll clear out a little pocket, but this is going to be your high read over here. And then on this back side, you basically have a flat to pull the flat defenders, this running back streak, and then if the yellow decides he's going to play the post, the running back streak will get open, and then that if they play the running back streak, shaded down yellows, then that post gets open. Take a look here at the combo. So as you see, this flat pulls this defender out, this flat pulls this defender out, and then you have this big void here for the running back. As you see the switch stick, he is going to have to go take the running back. So you see Spamming go take the running back, but that leaves this high-low over here. He plays hard flat coverage. The hard flat plays the flat, leaving the corner out with good separation in the red zone where he can fit the ball into a tight window. Great possession catch. Honestly, amazing passing from John. And John's already dancing on this man early. Look at him just get jiggy with it in the great little, I don't even know what hoodie that is, but great hoodie for the beast named John. And a really good opening drive. Now they're going to go to this. I'm going to get us to the first play for Spamming. All right, so unfortunately, we had to basically go to replay, but here you're going to see Spamming hit this post over the top for a tight end. And it's going to actually, let's see if I can get this backed up so I can show you the actual play right here. Okay, so I can kind of show you what's going on. So basically, John Beast, really interesting decision. He chooses to come out in 4-3, even 6-1. What's really interesting about John, if you look at kind of him over the years, right, in Madden 25, Madden 24. In Madden 24, he won, I believe, man, that's why I'm totally spacing when Spamming actually made the live event last time, but I just cannot remember for the life of me if it was Madden 24 or if it was Madden 22. I remember, actually, no, I do remember he made the live in Madden 22. Now that I think about it, I'm almost positive it was Madden 20. He had a crazy game against AI Nash, and he actually made Madden Bowl that year as well. I'll have to look it up, but I want to say it was Madden 22. But anyway, all that to say, the thing that matters is this. So he's in trips tight end. John Beast is in 6-1. The reason I'm thinking about old Maddens, in Madden 24, John Beast won the most feared tournament running the 6-1 defense. So very seasoned 6-1 player, knows how the ins and outs of the defense work. Spamming is in trips. The main play you're going to see Spamming run, the running back, let's assume the running back was in here. It's called China Y post. It has this really unique post route to the tight end. Okay. It also has a running back slide route that you see out of Bunch X Nasty. And then it has like a corner. It has an in, and then it has kind of like a unique in right here like this. Okay. Bottom line is this route right here, it beats man coverage very, very well. So when you're playing a cover 0 in trips, a lot of times you'll see them go to a 5-wide look. As you see, it puts these guys in conflict because the user wants to be on the line of scrimmage. So what you see here from John is he actually doesn't really fix his coverage, and he's got this guy manned up here, and effectively, we'll take a look at how this runs. But as you see, this tight end post just fries the man coverage. Over here, you get a flat, you get an in route, you get a slant route, and then you get that post, and then you get just a clear out streak to the running back right there. So he's going to have a lot of stuff open. As you see, the slant's getting open here, but this post fries man coverage, and it's the main reason that it's just the main play. It's the main play that you need in trips tight end if you're going to be successful in this year's game. All right, split screen here for John and Spamming. Again, just hate the fact that they do this, but John does have the ball in the red zone. We have no idea how he got there because we can't actually watch the game. Shout out to EA for making a massive, massive failure of potential great broadcast one more time. Just think this is, there's just no way to get immersed into a game like they used to be able to. They used to stream for like 10 hours. You could watch everything. And now it seems like they're just, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're making those decisions, but they can do what they want, I guess. But anyway, great read there from Jombies, and he's able to get in the end zone. I want to talk just briefly about this red zone combo because this is something you might want to add to your game. So if you look here closely with me on this screen, you're going to see here this combo right here. So what Jombies does is he puts this guy on a curl, he stems him all the way down, and then he's going to have this crosser. What happens in Madden is when crossers hit the back of the end zone, they effectively just run across the back of the end zone. Really interesting because posts don't always do that. And then the other thing is you have this kind of like glitchy delay in route. You're going to see that John, I think, is going to stem him up. But watch this crosser. You see right there, he might, if that's a post, he might stop. But notice how he just runs across the back of the end zone, and Spamman plays too low defensively, and John is going to be able to get in for a touchdown. Big drive from Big John, and able to go up 14-7 against Spamman as we kind of head into closely to the second quarter. Spamman had a big play. Clearly, John probably had a big play to get the ball down that field so much. So we'll hopefully see Spamman on a real drive here in the next possession. So one of the things that Spamman is also known for in this trips is he's relatively balanced. He likes the inside zone. He's got a really good inside zone base. Anything like that, very, very effective. Let's take a look here at this combo, though, that he's going to draw up from trips, show you a little something, something. So this is the play verticals. Now, verticals has always had this like unique crosser that normally people like to utilize against man coverage. In this year's game, post routes just beat man because there's a little better cut against the man coverage. So Spamman will run a lot of this play. This seam streak is super glitchy. It's one of the main reasons he goes to it. And what a lot of people like to do against trips tight end is they like to play man coverage. And you see Spamman, he's going to drag the tight end underneath. So let's say, for example, you blitz this guy, blitz this guy, blitz this guy. This guy has to man up on the tight end, has to go underneath, and it leaves this guy one-on-one here. Same basic thing happens if this guy's manned up here and this guy's manned up here. Same basic thing, right? He has to dive down. This guy has to kind of like stagger a little bit for the streak. And essentially, if it's man coverage, you get this post one-on-one is kind of the idea of the combo. So we'll take a look here, and looks like Spamman is going to motion him out. So now, with this motion out, if this happens to be zone, you have a potential, clear out streak here. This is just good old fashioned. I call it shallow. Great combo. And you got the double streaks on the left side for zone. As you see here, John goes man coverage. And notice how fast Spamman throws this tight end drag. And he actually honestly threw that just a little too fast. But it is open, and he does take the open read. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1. One of the things that makes trips good this year, too, by the way, is how good curls are at being consistent man-beating routes for you this year. So we'll see what happens here in the second quarter. But I do think we're going to see a little bit of Spamman's offense and hopefully actually identify here. Now, John is playing him a little differently because it is more of a man base, right? He's kind of basing out of man. So you're going to see Spamman drop a lot of man beaters. As you see here, he's going to go to that China Y post play. He's got this running back slide route. He's got that really sharp cutting post that cooks man. Notice he stems this corner down one time. This is kind of the secret depth, right, to get this to run very well against man coverage. We'll see if he actually ends up snapping the ball here. But it looks like he's just going to do double drags underneath, right? Motion over, double drags with the running back slide route. As you see, John Beast blitzes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then playing man coverage. Running back is getting open. We'll see if he ends up taking that. Decides actually to be patient on it. And he fries him again with this tight end. Let's actually watch that a little bit more in real time. Just kind of get a feel for this. But you see that man coverage, right? John Beast over switch sticks. And, he gets burned over the top. As you see the facial expression up top. Didn't really expect that. But great job by Spamman. That's going to bring up a 1st down and 10. And so far, Spamman looks basically unstoppable offensively. I mean, these have been wide open routes. And good scramble there from Cam. He's going to get in there, and he is going to go ahead and score. Kind of back and forth so far, but both guys look really, really good on the offensive side ball. Obviously, Madden 26, in my opinion, I'd actually think, in my opinion, the most offensive Madden we've ever seen. And the only reason why you couldn't say that is because you do have switch stick. But in a game where you have switch stick, you have D-line stunts, you have all kinds of stuff, right? And you have different adjustments. You can put your safeties wherever you want to put them. You can, just all kinds of stuff, right? There's so many good things about this game, so many good features defensively that they put in the game to help defense, but yet it remains such a powerful offensive Madden. And really, you're just seeing, high-scoring games left and right. So, anyways, all that to say here, we're going to see John B start out the drive with an inside zone. Primary purpose for starting the drive out with the inside zone there. And, He goes instantly on chew clock. He's going to try to make this the last drive of the half. So you're going to see here inside zone again. Gibbs gets upfield for about 5 yards. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6. I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but I'll have links to both these guys' stuff in the description if you guys want to check any of their stuff out. Other thing I was going to say, as you see another inside zone trying to clock again. But if you guys want to check these guys out, their stuff will be in the description below. Also, if you want to learn some of the things you're seeing from spamming and trips tight end, I have a full trips tight end breakdown in our school community. It's only $10, get you access to all of our offensive and defensive schemes for both Madden and college football. So if you want to sign up, that link is in the description. Guarantee you, you're going to be able to start winning more Madden games or college football games immediately upon joining. All right, so that's going to bring up a 1st down and 10 on the 49-yard line. And again, you're just seeing John trying to get this under 2 minutes. He's going to snap this. Probably going to be a pass here. Blocks the crib because he's getting pressured. And he's going to go to a little simple drag over the middle. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and inches situation. He'll take this all the way down to the 2-minute warning, as you see, rubbing the palms, getting himself a beverage, probably singing a quick song, taking time for himself, doing some self-care in the middle of a Madden game for thousands of dollars. I believe winner of this game, I want to say makes $15,000, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, inside zone there for John, and just to get that clock ticking again. We'll notice that the bunch tight end, one of the best inside zones in the entire game. The bunch tight end has a great inside zone. Again, stay focused here on the left. We're going to do a whole breakdown on this Mr. Football and Mr. Football and Goat Geezy game, because that game was actually one of the craziest games I've ever seen, and really excited to break that down. It's such a Goat Geezy game. With Goat Geezy is just always in these crazy games. Anywho, 2nd 11 for John. He's going to go to that tight open, and you're going to see he's going to go to this. This is one of his main combinations that you're going to see him go to consistently. Short post, short corner, running back streak, and 2 flats. Notice the flat on the right side. Really good against man. The short corner, really a great answer against man coverage. Kind of got randomly bagged there. And then Spamming got himself in one heck of a situation. User too much onto the running back. And John's going to throw that tight end and be able to get out of there. And he's going to go ahead and go down there. Now, the reason and the purpose for John going down there, obviously why Spamming playing aggressive coverage as well. Spam is trying to get the ball back. He's trying to not get clocked. John Beast is trying to clock. John Beast's ideal world is going to be that he scores and gives Spamming no time left. And here you're going to see something really interesting. So John goes to a speed option here. And I want you to watch their face. See right, so he fake pitches, and you see Spamming's face like, huh? What just happened to me? And then you see John right here. Look at the camera like, huh? Not, something crazy just happened based on their reaction. So what happened is, I believe that John Beast intends to pitch the ball. So Spamming clicks onto this guy, and he is going to dive to try to basically pick off the pitch. So you see here, he is in perfect position to pick up the pitch. Somehow, I don't know if John holds L1 or double taps it quickly, but he basically fake pitches on accident is what it seems like. And then he actually helps him, and he's got a free touchdown. But again, he goes down, forcing Spamming now to take a timeout, and that's going to bring up a 1st down and goal on the 5. So honestly, I don't know for sure if it was an accident, but based off their reactions, right, you kind of think that it is. Anywho, he's going to go to inside zone here, and Spamming is going to use his last timeout. Curious to see the next play call for John. Are you going to pass here? Are you going to run? If you run the ball, you pretty much guarantee that Spamming has no time. If you pass the ball here, you could kind of get a little dicey. He is going to go ahead and pass the ball, and he is going to go ahead and take the touchdown. Really interesting there. So, again, one thing I wanted to just highlight is Spamming is going to blitz everybody. So as you see, Spamming wants him to score. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He sends 6 in man coverage, probably even shaded underneath. And this guy here just able to beat the man coverage. User out of position. Good job by John hitting that slant. And that's going to get him a free touchdown. All right, start of second half here. Spamming versus John B. Spamming going to start out first with the ball. And he's just going to scramble up there with Cam and get a 1st down. Cam Newton, really a great quarterback. He's on conservative, whatever that means. A little bit of placebo there. But anywho, where you're going to see him in this verticals play out of the trips and going to kind of do a little bit of a hot routed deal. He's got a post, he got a stemmed up speed out. Kind of an interesting route he has neighbors on. See if he changes it. He is. He's going to do a stem down drag in that number. Basically, what he's trying to do is John's playing a lot of cover zero, right? So man coverage, man coverage, man coverage, man coverage, and then maybe pressure, right? So what Spamman's trying to do is he's trying to get this guy one-on-one with his post over the top for a touchdown. And then if John is route committing everybody to the inside, that'll give the speed out one-on-one leverage with this guy. So just trying to basically win on one-on-ones and attack a cover zero look here from John. And you see here, John kind of bluffs him to a degree. He only sends 4, but he is going to get that one-on-one that he's looking for with that post. And unfortunate for him there, and he gets sacked. And that's going to be a 2nd and 19. This is kind of the same way that Spamman honestly lost when he was the last live event. I remember him playing it when he played Henry. Take a look here. Scrambling out of the pocket, throw the ball away. Now he's trying to wait on this, make a play. He waits too long. He takes a sack. Unfortunately for Spamman, right, no fumbles, and that obviously helps him because in that game against Henry, he ended up fumbling, and that really is what cost him the game. And I think Henry also got an onside on him. But anyway, drive post here with a short post. That short post just pops. It's a great route combo from trips. Take a look at what this is right here. This is drive post. A couple different things you can do with the running back. You can put him on a Texas, put him on an out, put him on an in, put him on a table, put him on even a corner route. Not a bad idea. But he goes with the Texas here. This sharp cutting post, great against man coverage. Spamman actually leaves this in route down there. Kind of a unique in route. It's not a hot routed in route. It's like a China route. So you see kind of takes a little sharper cut against that man coverage. And he's able to complete that for pretty good down and distance here. 3rd and 3. Opportunity to kind of recover from that big sack that he took on 2nd and 19. And he's going to motion Jahmyr Gibbs out, go 5 wide, and he's basically going drive post. And he sees he gets this man up here. He's going to try to take a shot over the top on this man up right here. See if he can pop this over the top. Not able to swerve him. Almost comes up with a big play. That could have been an easy touchdown there. Could have been a tie ball game, but not able to make the play. Brings up a 4th and 3. You know, normally those streaks are completed, but just gets a little bit of a poor pass, maybe a little bit too much bend on the ball. Going to motion him out again here, and he's going to go to drive post with this corner route. This is something that's really important about trips tight end that 6'1" really does. As you see, he chips this blitzer here. Now, that's helpful because the blitz didn't come in, but it's bad because, as you see, the tight end is not able to run his route properly, right? Spamman's got a flat for a 1st down over here. Really working this right-hand side. Looks at that drag. Good defense by John. Really, everything's bagged. He gets a shed. Tries to roll out and throw it. But again, it gets a bad pass lead. And John is ecstatic. He's able to get a stop. He's got the ball. And now he's going to be able to potentially go up 2 possessions against Spamman. Simply really related to, pass leads and things of that nature. 2nd and inches here for John Beast. And really, John, he's already got chew clock on. Kind of interesting style that John's playing. But the way that John is kind of approaching this game is he wants to get the game over as fast as possible. You see there, he's going down, he's clocking. He does not want Spamman's offense on the field. Partially because, again, not a lot of people are running just trips tight end. And Spamman is good. He's really good on offense. I feel like he's more of an offensive player, at least historically. And, just always has that really, really unique and high-powered trips tight end. But anywho, John going to go to tight open. And I also think really interesting that John had chew clock on. Maybe he didn't mean to because he took it off there. But anyway, just running a simple combo out of tight open. Nothing doing there. Going to try to scramble out. Tries to reverse field, maybe try to spin out or something. Not able to really do anything there. Ends up basically taking a kind of a sack, kind of just basically a no-game play. And we'll see what he's got for 3rd and 11. Shout out to Lambo on the mic, giving some tips and tricks here. And, anyway, 3rd and 11. So Tight open, 5 wide look, really odd combo. And I guess that's why John Beast loves this offense. You have this glitchy fade right here to the slot receiver. If you play man coverage, that's why I don't like playing man coverage, man. I don't like playing cover 0 because as you see, spamming his inside leverage, John has got this the pass lead increase in his freeform settings. His pass lead increase is on small. His reticle speed, from what I believe, is probably on 7 out of 20. And this is going to allow him to basically throw a streak like a corner route, throw an outside shoulder streak. And that man coverage player, even though spamming clicks on, even though he lurks him right there, he's not able to animate. And John B's able to get a dive down possession animation and gets a first and goal from the 6. It's a huge completion. And obviously John knows, right? If I go up 2 possessions, especially if I go up 2 touchdowns against a player like Spamming, it's pretty significant. Significant against any player, but especially somebody that's more of an offensive-based player. When you get that one stop, you feel good about your offense. It really does make the game easier. We'll see what John Beast goes to here on this goal line situation. He's going to go to tight open. He is going to run a stemmed up in route, a return route, a flat. And then on this right-hand side, it looks like it's a corner route. That route did not route. That route did not do anything. John Beast almost gets a sack there. Obviously, it'd be massive in this game if Spamming is able to either get a turnover or hold him to 3. And massive for John if he's able to get 7. He's going to go to quarterback power. Good defense by Spamming. That quarterback power really, really good out of ace slot. And you could flip those quarterback powers within the Jets playbook. But let's take a look here and see. So he's going to go to X spot. Love this play. You got a nice short post to the tight end and a short corner route. John's going to leave the short corner route. Really interesting because that totally covered up the post. I feel like that's actually a bad combo. And he's going to just find something late, which is crazy on this play. But take a look at this real quick. You're going to see it's also why I hate man coverage. But, Spam's going to go to man coverage here. This corner route, this post route beats man, and it beats it like right in this area. And, basically he puts the corner out, and the corner route gets bumped. And you essentially have your tight end running into coverage because you put the corner out. Now, Spamming only sends 2 people. He actually sends a spy here. And basically, he just gets a route bounce, and he just throws it in the back of the end zone, and possession catches it. It's a very, very nice play by John. Very fortunate to get that nice route bounce in the red zone and ultimately able to get a touchdown in a key situation that, now we're going to see what Spamming is able to do on the offensive side ball. But, you see here, just good pocket all day. Patience, patience, patience. Also, Spamming didn't switch stick, right? Like right here, like if you take a look right here, I think he thinks he's going to lurk it. But if you switch stick to this guy, you're probably right in the spot. Again, John plays on small pass lead. He probably freeform and high pointed this because he catches it back corner of the end zone. Spamming's user not in position. I think he switched it a little late there. And bottom line is he did not get it stopped. And John able to score, puts him up 2 touchdowns. It's a big thing when you're playing somebody like Spamming who just has an amazing offense. Take a look at what he's going to be doing on the offensive ball. Looks like he comes out and drive post pretty much every play. Got an audible over to China Y post. 15 slant routes on the field. And going to scamper up for 3 on a little quarterback scramble with Cam. Another thing that Spamming does this year that, some years he always runs his trips to the left. But in this year's game, he is flipping his trips to the hash. So essentially running trips to the wide side pretty consistently. You see here, flips it to the hash, the wide side. 6-1 for John Beast. And, again here, it just comes down to can you beat the man coverage at the end of the day. 2 drags, good switch stick by John, but not able to animate properly. Spamming hits it. And he's able to get a nice completion there. John probably thought he had him right there. And honestly, he switch sticks on the right guy. He's in the right position to make the right play, but not able to get it done. All right, so verticals for Spamming here. He's going to leave that crosser. He has the crosser. He throws the crosser. It's a touchdown over the top, and this is a quick snap. This is what Spamming's good at, man. Like, situationally here, all he does is he puts the tight end on drag, and he's going to snap it as fast as possible. Puts the tight on drag, snaps as fast as possible. As you see, there's no deep blue over here. And so you isolate this man coverage defender, and that guy just destroys it. I think John was trying to adjust into a defense, got caught in a bad defense, and basically, he ends up giving up a touchdown. Now, kind of a situation for Spam. Do you go for two? Do you kick a field goal? He's going to choose to kick a field goal here. And that's going to basically put us into the fourth quarter between Spamman and John Beast. All right, shout out to the broadcast for messing up the footage, but John Beast has worked his way down to the 23. Red zone opportunity. We'll see what he's able to do. Got a crosser, good pressure from Spamman, and he's going to take a sack. That's a huge sack right there. 2nd and 27. That's what you really can't afford to do if you're John, because you're also out of field goal range, or at least you're right on the edge of field goal range here. So this is Spamman's best opportunity to get a stop. You're going to see his best stuff defensively. He's staying in this nickel wide. Let's see if he ends up deciding to send a little bit of pressure here. He really has usered really interestingly. Here he goes, usering over the middle. And good defense. And John going to force feed that. Gets a KO. Now you got a 3rd and 27 on the 40. Interesting to see what John Beast calls here. If you're John, you're really just trying to make sure you get a field goal, I would think, here. With switch stick, these long down and distances are super hard to convert, but he's got a 50-yard in route, drag, and he's going to throw it up, and it's going to be an incomplete. This is a really hard field goal that John is about to attempt. As you see, the game doesn't even want him to kick it. He's going to sub little in. It's a 57-yarder. That is right on the edge of field goal. You see John's facial expressions. He knows this is a hard kick. And if he doesn't get it, he basically lets Spamman back in the game. You see he gets perfect power, and he is able to make the kick, as you see the facial expression. And, yeah, it's a huge kick for John, right? Because it puts this at 2-possession lead with 2:30. He did a great job of chewing the clock, getting down the field, working his way up and down the field there. Now we're going to see from Spamman, what do you have, right? What do you have left in the tank? 21-31, 2 minutes, 26 seconds left. You have all 3 timeouts. You have the 2-minute warning. Bottom line, you got to score. You got to either get an onside or you got to get a stop. And we'll see how he wants to approach that. Goes to verticals, quick snap again. Has that route, does not throw it. He ends up taking the sack again. And I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time he's had that rollout there. And he's ended up taking a sack as a result of that. See what John does. I think John is middle 30 or inside quartering for that inside post. As you see right there, he is. Spamman going to throw a little corner route up, not able to get it done. And now you got a 3rd and 14. See what Spamman ends up deciding to do. I'd say vertical quick snap incoming. And nope, he's going to motion out. See, this might be drive post. And kind of a crazy combo, right? 2 slants and a whip route. Just trying to beat that man coverage. But John Beast is screaming at him. This is the power of 6'1". You got to respect the send 6. If you send 5 out all the time, 6'1" will scream at you. It screams at him. And the man coverage holds up for long enough. And now you got Spamman right where you want him on a 4th down and 14. Ball game on the line. And we'll see what he decides to do here. Motion out the running back. It got to be drive post, I would think. It's going to be verticals with the crosser. Now he's going to use a slant, kind of a freestyle combo. And you just didn't give yourself enough answers. And now he's out there, no man's land. He's going to have to throw it. And he's going to complete it. So right here, I kind of hate the call, but I love the result for Spamman. Big fan of Spamman. Anyway, we back this up here. But you see you have this stemmed up curl, which is good, but it's pretty predictable. And then you have a slant, and then you block the tight end. What I'd love to see is something over the middle. There's nothing over here. So the user can devote all his attention right here. As you see the slant, look at all the user's attention is over here. You might be able to fit this slant in for a possession catch, but he does have a purple there. And so now you're out here, no man's land. He playmakers this, left trigger, flick the right joystick. It playmakers this up and diagonally here. And John basically just not able to make the play. That could have easily been a KO. Could have easily, been a lot of things. But Spamman able to complete the pass and put him in a situation to basically stay alive here. China wide post, speed out on the inside trips receiver and a deep post. And there's that middle third. And John basically, at least the way I read how John's playing defense, He's basically saying you can run anything but China Y post. He's not going to give up that post to the tight end. He's going to make him have to throw a corner route or something, but he will not give up that inside leverage. And so Spamming going to go to drive post here and try to attack that way. A lot of stuff, a lot of action underneath there. Takes that underneath in route, 3rd and 4 on the 46-yard line. Spamming going to go no huddle, go right into drive post. I'm sure we're getting a 5-wide look here. Motion out to running back, and he got a tight end on a stem down post. And he does have the post. He's going to get a nice pass lead on that. He's going to get a nice rack, and that's going to give him a red zone opportunity. Ball on the 20. Shout out to the split screen view. Just love that. Here, Spamming going to keep his trips to the short side just because of time and just try to get the ball quick. He does kind of have to score like quickly. He is very conservative here with his timeouts. He's not wasting any timeouts. He's going to keep those in his pocket. Try to get out of bounds here with the running back, get the clock stop. Good tackle by John. It's a big tackle, but I do think Spamming was able to get out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 on the 14-yard line. And you're seeing, I mean, pretty much like John is, pretty set in this cover 0 method. Yeah, I mean, the 3 trips receivers are pretty much manned up every play. And then the tight end is defended with the inside third or the inside quarter. Generally speaking, it's going to bring up a 4th and 4. Kind of a decision, but he is going to motion out. 5-wide look. Drive post, slant post, slant post, slant post. Slant route, no. And kind of a no man's land. He's going to get a scramble, though. And Cam going to get in there for a touchdown. It's a great scramble. That's why, cover 0 against a trips tight end, cover 0 really against anything. If, you're in a man-based defense, you got to be cognitive aware of those scrambles. And right there, Spamming able to kind of mix it up and get out of there with Cam and be able to get in the end zone. He's going to attempt an onside here. He's going to go with a low kick, full power, and almost got it, but didn't. I don't think it went far enough. Going to be a legal touching. Now, here's the scenario. 48 seconds. He does have 3 timeouts. Can you get John to kick 3? Is basically the question, right? Can you hold John, make him have to kick 3? We know John's going to be running this ball. We know John's primary concern here is to take Spamming's timeouts. He's going to go to the outside zone here and gets a pretty decent run. Obviously, Spamming's selling up to stop the run. 2nd and 7. And going to go to tight open here. Little flat post route. Hits that running back. And able just to take that free flat. Dives forward and he swags on him. And that's going to be GG's. John Beast is going to move on to the semifinals of the Most Feared tournament. Great game between him and Spamming Buttons. I want to thank you for checking it out.